I know there may be some anxiety because I am not going to be previewing people's work before it gets submitted next week on the business memo. So just wanted to give you some extra resources. So I'm giving you two more things. One is an example I'll attach. The other thing is instructions. Again, an article on how to write a business memo. This is going to be a really important assignment, but it's not going to be difficult. So let me share my screen. And let's see here. Good. So here's a poorly written memo to the head administrator from Marianne, RN nurse lead. Date, here's the date, regarding problems with night shifts. Dear head administrator. And so here is this letter. Goes on about lots of problems, very specific about the problems. And the next paragraph says, last week, a patient fell on my shift and no one saw it because the aide was helping someone else. So you can read all of this because you're going to have this attached. But maybe you haven't noticed there are some problems with this from the beginning. First, administrator is misspelled, okay? And then again, that's too much detail of problems. We're not really looking to talk about problems again. We're looking to address what your proposed solution is and just a very brief covering of the problem. So then we come down here, which I like. I suggest maybe we can rotate a day shift nurse to cover blah, blah, blah. Thanks for taking the time to read this. I really think something needs to be done. Sincere. So this is, the idea is good. It's just the information needs some work. So let's look at the edited version. So we want to put it to head administrator. And again, I would say whenever possible, put a name like Susie Smith, comma, head administrator. But if all you had to do is head administrator, at least spell it well. So it needs to be, so the spelling was corrected from Marianne, RN nurse lead. It's changed to Marianne, RN night shift lead. And then regarding problems with night shifts is solution focused. It's regard staffing concerns on night shift. It's a light change, but it matters. So here we are with the edits, and you can see the edits in here until you get to the final polished memo. And here's what it ultimately will look like. To head administrator from Marianne, RN shift lead. Here's the date, which is the correct date for today. I'm writing to express concern regarding the current staffing levels during the night shift on Unit 4. So this first sentence should repeat almost what is on your subject line, okay? It needs to repeat it. No one wants to come down here and find out why are you writing. They want to know that first sentence. So I am writing to express concern regarding the current staffing levels during the night shift on Unit 4. That is very specific. It's one sentence. It says everything that person needs to know to decide whether or not they're going to keep reading. Currently, the night shift is staffed with 2 registered nurses and 1 certified nursing assistant. Okay, you all can read this moving on down. So you see here, there's a nice subject line. It's not indented. If a person was going to cover a few bullet points, and I would say keep them to 3, no more than 3 bullet points, this should be short. It shouldn't be this huge memo addressing everything. It should be short and concise. So on here, they don't have bullet points, but if you did, you could indent those. So here's what it is. Here's who it is to. Here is the problem. Here is a little backstory. That's like 2 sentences, maybe. Okay. And then a couple sentences here. So to address this issue, I love how this segues. To address this issue, I propose one of the following solutions. Here is the proposal. We move on down. Implementing either approach would improve staff morale, reduce safety risks, and enhance the quality of care. Potential hurdles include budget constraints and possible pushback from day shift staff, but safety implications warrant serious consideration. You don't have to do all that. If you don't want to think about what the arguments will be, you don't have to. But in the future, as a supervising nurse, you're going to want to. Down here is the very respectful close. I appreciate your attention to this matter and welcome the opportunity to further discuss possible solutions. Sincerely, Mary Ann, RN Night Shift Lead, Unit 4. So you get to see, here's the poorly written memo, here's the marked up version, here is the final version. And that's it. It's that simple. But when you go to your templates and use those, it's going to be a piece of cake. Okay. Share again. We're coming right here. So I'm sharing this so that you can see an opening canvas. I have grabbed, let's see, the dashboard, open, log in, go to our particular class, course resources. Remember, we're looking at course resources, then English 201 Course Hub. We open it in a new window. We go up here to the menu and we click on templates. When we scroll down templates, what do we click? Business memorandum template, and says click here on right here on that little hot link. Yeah, the link. And there you have it. It tells you what to fill in. It also shows you how to make that copy of your business memorandum template. This walks you right through it. And remember, everything we do is basically 12 font times New Roman. And that's it. It's going to be okay. It's going to be not as difficult as you might think it will be. And I'll make sure that you have this video and a couple of more resources. I have office hours, Wednesday nights, 6 to probably 7 is most realistic, but 6 to 8 if I needed to every week, Eastern Standard Time on Zoom. All right. Have a delightful weekend and thank you so much.